thousands of live events.
Welcome to NFL Primetime, presented by Jameson, the unofficial drink of game day.
Hey, welcome everybody. Week 9, steamrolling into November on NFL Primetime. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland, a lot of big games that we've been anticipating all week long. It's really, I don't want to call it Decision Sunday, but a mid-season, certainly grading system.
It's an opportunity for just a little bit of separation on Sunday.
Right, and a little definition of who's really got it and who still hopes to get it.
Exactly.
And oddly enough, we had 2 first-place teams. We had Miami at Kansas City, if you will, but not Arrowhead, Frankfurt, Germany. What would have this day was chock full of football, and first game ever in Frankfurt. They've been in Germany before, and the flags were out, the fans were out, the commissioner and his wife Jane were out, Commissioner Goodell, and 2 old friends, Coach Andy Reid, Tyreek Hill. Well, you're still fast, aren't you? Yeah, you're still a good coach, aren't you? Chiefs came out, Patrick Mahomes, remember 5 turnovers last week they lost? They hit 6 different receivers on the opening drive. Kelsey only once. That was Noah Gray. Not Kelsey, then Mahomes to Rashee Rice. An 11-yard touchdown, and the Chiefs look very impressive out of the gates, 7-0. Then, under 3 minutes to go in the half, Mahomes to Jerick McKinnon. Zip! He's in the end zone, 14-0 Kansas City. A lot of the Kansas City fans made the trip.
Yeah, really good job of Kelsey clearing out. McKinnon coming underneath, easy touchdown.
Under a minute to go in the half. Tyreek Hill, belted by Trent McDuffie. Mike Edwards recovers and then flips to Brian Cook. He could go all the way. So the fumble and the alert play by draft picks in the first and second round a year ago. McDuffie started, Cook ended it.
Great play by McDuffie. Then a really heady play by Edwards, realizing I'm not going to score. Pitch it backwards, and boom. Ross had to have a little track background because his knees were high.
Yeah, they were high. 21-0 at the half. But Mike McDaniel said, you know what? Our team, we're not panicking because Tua do it as Cedric Wilson Jr., Cedric the Entertainer, not him, the football player, 21-7. I've never seen a fur hat in Miami. Anyway, Mahomes. Bradley Chubb. And Zach Sealer had a big game, recovers it. Dolphins defense making a stand, Booger. Tua, okay, following the fumble, 3rd and 20. So, they're just trying to get yards for a field goal, right? Pass to Jeff Wilson Jr., but unnecessary roughness, Chris Jones.
Yeah, really good call. Chris Jones knows better. You can't do that.
So automatic first down, Dolphins on a 3rd and 20. So what do? They capitalize. Raheem Mostert, Colonel Mostert, in the conservatory with the lead pipe. We have a 1-score game. 21-14. Under 3 to go in the game. 3rd and 1. Chiefs own 19. They gain 1 yard, and maybe they can run this out eventually, but no. The 1-yard plays, sometimes they're not Chief-like. And Miami's defense make a stand, and they get the ball. Mostert, powered, 19-yard stiff arm. But now we're 4th and 10 at the 31. After a kind of a ball fluttered on 3rd down out of Tua's hands, this snap never really gets into his hands. And so the botched play at the end, Miami was game. They came back, take a look. It just didn't work.
No, it didn't work, and it's a bad snap, and you hate to see a game this good end that way, but it did.
So, in the end, Tyreek, a lot of the Chiefs, obviously, he played there a couple years back. The 2 guys on that defensive play, all 3 on that defensive play were not teammates at the time. And in the end, it's Kansas City that wins going into a bye, 21-14. They're 7-2. Miami falls to 6-3. Coach Andy Reid after the game.
Last week we were off, and this one here they weren't going there, and you could just feel it. I think probably all you felt it in here from the first drive on.
You never want to end the game like that, how that happened. But I think any competitor in our field that would be in my position, would wish they had that play back. At least they'd give the team an opportunity.
If we want to say that we're the number one offense in the league, we gotta be able to make plays when it counts.
We knew going into the game that if we're gonna lose, what the narrative would be, and that's fair. But that's on us collectively, from coaches and players alike, to if you want the narrative to change the narrative.
Well, look, the narrative is they're two of the best teams in football. Both defenses, big picture, outplayed the offenses, which is actually news in Miami's case. Kansas City looked like a team that had been in a big game before.
Yeah.
Miami didn't have stage fright, but they looked like they hadn't been in so many, and that's accurate, isn't it?
No doubt about it. And the times they've been in those, they come up small, boom. But today's game was about the Kansas City Chiefs defense and Steve Spagnuolo. In years past, this was kind of a one-sided team. It was an offensive team led by Patrick Mahomes. Their defense has been the best unit on their team all season long.
No question.
Their offense was held to 267 yards today by the Miami defense. But the Kansas City Chiefs defense got pressure. It took away the big plays from Miami. And when you take away big plays from Miami and you force that offense to drive down the field, they struggle. That's kind of been the blueprint, and Kansas City did an outstanding job of that.
Well, and you and I were talking, obviously. Look, this doesn't mean these are among the best teams in football.
Yes.
So they lost a Chiefs home game, but they got beat pretty badly in Buffalo, and they got beat at Philadelphia. By the way, most teams might have lost all those games. Miami has some big games at home later on, so the next 3 or 4 against teams that they should beat, but against the biggest teams, they haven't quite, they've been behind.
And I watched this show for a long time. What is it? Once is an accident?
2 is a trend, 3 is a problem.
It's a problem now. And because when you are in big games and you continue to come up small, you have to identify that there's a problem.
Yep.
And you got to go back and fix it. And I think for Miami, they got to figure out a way, when you don't get the big play, when you don't get the home run, how do you have sustained offense? And as Tyreek said, how do you be the number one offense then?
And real quick with the Chiefs, because they have a bye next week, and then they play the next Monday night against Philadelphia. Look, we don't suppose that they're going to win all the games in Arrowhead. They lost to Detroit. Philly, Buffalo, Cincy, their toughest teams on the schedule coming up, all at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
They're on a path, unless there's a team in Maryland that has a different feeling about best record in the AFC. 2 more first-place teams, 1 from each conference, met at the Big Crab Cake. First place, NFC West, Seattle. At first place, AFC North, Baltimore. And that's Geno and Lamar. Scoreless game, second quarter. But then, Lamar. It hasn't been a season of him running unbelievably, but when he runs, it sets up Gus Edwards, who, all he does is score touchdowns, right? It's a 7-0 Ravens lead. Geno, pizza for everybody. Geno picked off by Geno. Geno Stone, romancing the Stone. 6 picks this year for him. He leads the NFL.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Picks in back-to-back weeks for the Ravens defense.
What about that safety tandem of Stone and Hamilton? Meanwhile, there goes Lamar, gain of 12 inside the 30. And then here's Gus. Hop on the bus, Gus. 6 rushing touchdowns last 3 games. 14-0 Baltimore at home.
Anytime you play the Ravens, the first thing you got to match is their physicality. And some teams, i.e. the Lions and the Seahawks, couldn't do that.
14-3, last minute of the first half. Oh, it's Kyle Van Noy who had 2 sacks, stripped the ball there. Broderick Washington recovers Baltimore defense.
Good job. I can't get to the quarterback, but I can reach and get to the ball. It's still a sack either way.
So instead of Seattle moving for some points, Baltimore gets field goal 17-3 at the half. Now, first play, third quarter. Yeah, you get the picture. They are running downhill on the Seahawks, who have been much improved on run this year, but not on this day. 42 yards, Edwards.
Yeah, Baltimore did a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage with their offensive line.
23-3. And Keaton Mitchell, East Carolina, he's a Pirate, and he's in the end zone. He was only activated a couple of weeks ago, 30-3. I think John Harbaugh, it was senior day. We're going to play everybody. Likely was catching passes. Tyler Huntley, Hot Rod was in there. But Mitchell, wait a minute. We didn't even know he was on the roster. And look at the blocking. Look at the running. He could go just about all the way. It's a 60-yard game. What a thrill for him. And they're running. They had the ball for 40 minutes, Baltimore. Odell Beckham, last touchdown was the Super Bowl for the Rams in the end zone on his birthday.
Happy birthday, OBJ.
And the Ravens, my God, they just lay the lumber on the Seahawks after a scoreless first quarter, 37-3, 515 yards to 151. Seattle had 6 first down. Keaton Mitchell had 138.
My dad was undrafted. He came here. He told me everything I need to know. Just stay humble, keep doing what you do, and keep thanking God, and your time will come. And today, it came.
It's so unusual to lose by this much. It feels odd.
Do you feel odd?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, I mean, that's your answer. I mean, it feels weird to us.
It doesn't matter who you play. You got to show up, because if you don't, things like that happen. You get hit in the mouth.
You win a couple games in a row, play well, start feeling pretty good about yourself, and then, bam, you get humbled.
That was humbling. We'll talk Ravens here in a minute. Also in their division, the Cleveland Browns get Deshaun Watson back at home against Arizona. And it was supposed to look like this for the last couple of years. Watson, Amari Cooper, 59 yards. Browns kick a field goal, 3-0 against Arizona. Starting rookie quarterback Clayton, name that tune. Unfortunately, the tune today was off key. Looking for Hollywood Brown, Denzel Ward with the pick. Now Deshaun. Now look at this. They lost the game on a doink last week, causing an interception against Seattle. This is a doinker into the hands of Amari Cooper.
You know, Boom, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good, and the Browns were lucky right there. Nice touchdown by Cooper.
10-0 Cleveland. Now, early third quarter, 13-0. Tune looking to tune it up. But Cleveland defense, they smelled blood in the water. Shelby Harris from behind, Myles Garrett recovered.
Anytime you get a rookie quarterback, Boom, the guys up front are ready to hunt.
Dan Watson, David Njoku, and it's 20-0. Route is on. Tune looking for Trey McBride, but Sione, talky, nothing ticky-tacky about that play. Picks up an interception at the 24. And then Myles Garrett, Tune, oh boy. Flying Browns, and then Myles Garrett with a loss. 7 sacks Cleveland today.
And they held the Arizona Cardinals, Boom, to 57 yards total offense.
Which is ridiculous. More on that in a moment. Watson to Cooper for 49. Ooh. He was in and out, but on that he was in.
Starting to see a little connection from those two.
And then Kareem Hunt in. First Cleveland shutout since 2007. I remember that game. Buffalo was bad weather, 8-0. I think Eric Mangini was the coach. At any rate, interesting note that you had there on the 57, 8 yards. The lowest yards gained by an opponent this year, the lowest 3 are all against Cleveland this year. That's Cleveland. Now, on to what we saw in Baltimore. For the second time in 3 weeks, the Ravens have humbled.
Yeah.
I mean, humbled an NFC division leader. Was Detroit almost similar? Well, that was 28-0 before we knew what was going on. This was more like a vice grip, and they were not going to let go. Baltimore, impressive to say the very least.
No doubt, Boom. And anytime you play the Ravens, 2 things you have to deal with. One, you got to have a game plan for Lamar Jackson. And NFC teams don't often see Lamar Jackson, so they struggle against this offense.
Right.
And 2, you better be ready to match their physicality. Boom, almost 300 yards rushing today. And I understand that Seattle has had issues with the run defense in the past, but it's a different run game because you have to account for the quarterback. So the Ravens were more physical, and Lamar didn't even run. It was all about the running backs and other bit.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do the Lamar things that we're used to. And so I thought the Ravens, both offensively, defensively, were the more physical team.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, they're starting to round into form. They can beat you without Lamar having to be Superman, and that's dangerous for the rest of the league.
You know, one of the most interesting numbers, and again, you play an NFC team often once every 4 years. Lamar against an NFC is 18-1, but I think it's twofold. Before, it was the way, oh my God, there's nobody as fast as him. We have nobody to simulate him, whatever. Now, but it's always been physical, so maybe it's both, Booger.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely agree with you. And here's the thing. When they can beat you this way, they've dominated 2 of the best on the other side of the conference. When they can beat you this way, without him having to be Superman,
right,
that's scary for the rest of the league.
Right, because he can pull a game out by
No
himself.
question, no question.
Look, he fumbled. They fumbled a couple more. I mean,
It wasn't
there's
perfect.
always, but they're not a weakness, and that includes special teams on the three
Yes,
units.
exactly.
Not that many teams can say that. Well, I'll tell you what. Sometimes you come into a day like today, and you go, some of these other games, some of these other games were really fun and a script that you would not imagine. Vikings, Falcons, Kirk Cousins, of course, gone. The whole team wearing Kirk Cousins shirts. That's the starting backup quarterback now, BYU, Jaron Hall, wearing a Cousins T-shirt, and he was trying to get in the end zone. But now he's concussed.
Yeah, Boom, there's an old saying in football. Sometimes you got to know when the journey's over.
Well, it was over. And Josh Dobbs, acquired from Arizona Tuesday, i.e. Halloween. And immediately he's in the end zone. Calais Campbell with a safety. Or was that Ronald Acuna with a 2-run homer, Atlanta? 5-3 Falcons.
Good to see Calais Campbell still getting it done.
Yeah, great to see. 5-3 are now 11-3 down. But Dobbs, look, he hardly knows the playbook. He hardly took a snap, I would imagine, trying to get Hall ready this week. But look, he's got Arizona's only win this year. And he puts Alexander Madison into the end zone, 11-10 game at the half.
Boom, the only playbook is simple. Get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a short book, and we can read it. Falcons lead 14-3. Taylor Heineke now starting for Ritter to Jonnu Smith. Jonnu can do 60 yards, and it's 21-13. Oh, yeah, the beer flowing.
The Heineken, non-alcoholic.
Heineken, he's back. Atlanta feeling it. Under 6 to go in the third. Bijan Robinson. But look out. Caleb Evans pokes the ball out. Minnesota recovers.
Yeah, Boom. Everybody in the league this year starting to do a good job of this old peanut punch. Punching at the football, knocking it out.
So Minnesota momentum, late third. Dobbs. What playbook? See end zone?
Go get end zone.
Smile in end zone. Join Team Tuesday in end zone Sunday. They make a 2-point conversion, 21-21. Now Heineke, under 6 to go in the game, make Minnesota by 3. Leaping for 13 yards. Second and goal from the 5. Tyler Algier. He's just rough to bring down. Touchdown. Heineke loves it. Atlanta leads 28-24. Under 2 to go to the game. Dobbs. How about the throw and catch by Jordan Addison?
Unbelievable throw in the honey hole. In behind the corner, in front of the safety in cover 2. Great job, great throw.
And getting the feet down. Now 52 seconds to go. 4th and 7. Atlanta has him. No, they don't. Atlanta has him. No, they don't. Dobbs bobbing, weaving. 22 yards on 4th down. I mean, he's been in the team 5 days. 27 seconds left. Dobbs. Brandon Powell on 3rd and 4. Touchdown. Kevin O'Connell, the coach, goes, hey, we drew that up like that? Yeah, well, kind of. 31-28. Wow. I mean, that story is unbelievable. Dobbs with his 7th team at 3rd this year has Arizona's only win. And now 1-0 with the Minnesota Vikings, who've won 4 in a row. Kimberly Martin with Josh Dobbs afterwards.
Help people understand how difficult it is to show up on a Wednesday, meet people, get their names, and get a playbook, and have to spring into action on a Sunday.
Yeah. Himothy! My guy. Love you, man. Love you. I was telling my family, it's like you've been taking Spanish all year, and then you show up on Tuesday, and you got a French exam on Sunday. You know, it's a whole different language, terminology, but at the end of the day, it's all ball.
Now, Bucks, Texans. This game. No, wait a minute. It's the Panthers. Not quite. No, this game was not that game. Frank Reich used to coach the Colts. We remember that. He watched Gardner Minshew pass to Michael Pittman. Xavier Woods hit Pittman hard. Ball falls incomplete. He's slow to get up, stays in game. Minshew. Jonathan Taylor. Well, he can do that. 10-0 Indianapolis. 30 seconds left in the half. 13-3. Bryce Young. They get the win last. Not today. Kenny Moore the second. He could go all the way. If you want more from Moore, keep watching this highlight.
Just a poor throw and poor read by Bryce Young. And Kenny Moore, boom, that's one of 2 pick sixes, I think.
Well, don't give it all away, but here, how about that? He read it, and he rolled it.
I like that.
Well, I'm reading it, and I'm rolling it, even though I was on another game. 4th and 1, Panthers. Young, Tommy Tremble. No need to tremble yet. Later in the drive, 3rd and goal from the 5. And Young is going to find DJ Chark, a 77-yard drive, 20-10, maybe a game. Or maybe not. Young, little play action. Oh, no, yes, oh, yes, it's Moore the second, or is it Moore the third? We can't, give me more. First player in Colts franchise history with multiple pick sixes in a single game. How about that?
Boom, Bryce Young trying to throw a screen, just threw it a little bit too high. Kenny Moore got the overthrow for a touchdown.
Yeah, 27-10. Then, Shagun Olubi. Now, you know what? They won 1, and the winning streak has stopped at 1. And the Indianapolis Colts, well, hey, they're excited, and they're 4-5, and they beat the Panthers 27-13. Minshew kept it under wraps. Only 127 win game.
Winning football. That's exactly what he did.
Well, it's nice when your D can do that. Now, this is what I was looking forward to. I jumped the gun on this because who knew that C.J. Stroud and Baker Mayfield would put on this show today? Well, this is Rachaad White. He looked good that Thursday in Buffalo. He's a good backbooter.
Yeah, they got to run the ball and get him more touches involved in the game plan.
17-10 Tampa Bay leading in Houston at the half. The rookie, C.J. Stroud. Noah Brown. Oh, Noah, you say if you're Tampa Bay. He could go, yeah, he's in there. Beats Carlton Davis to the end zone, 75 yards, 20-16. Tampa's lead is only 4. Stroud, one of the best names in football, Tank Dell.
The rookie has been a very, very welcome addition, giving Stroud all kind of options downfield.
He's the farmer in the Dell. It's 23-22, Tampa leads. Now, we had a game in Germany, and of course, Dalton Schultz. He does something. He's going to catch a touchdown from Stroud. 30-23, Houston. Bucks. Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans. He's down at the 1. They score. We're tied at 30. Wow. Next Texans drive. Stroud. Brown. 31-yard catch, moving the chains. Now Kai Fairburn, their kicker, hurt himself in the first half. This is Dare Ogunbowale. He's a running back. He made a field goal. Look at D'Amico Ryans, the head coach. Really?
That's when you know you're still in one, Boom.
Well, Frank Ross, the special teams coach, you think he's pumped up? Baker goes, really? Mayfield, though, says we're not done on 4th and 2. They have him hemmed in. No, they don't. First down, Bucks. They keep the ball under a minute to go. Mayfield. Little blitz. Trey Palmer. Oh, but it's a fumble. But Mike Evans is there.
Really good job being Johnny on the spot again. Another one of those peanut punches knocking the ball out, but Mike Evans right there. But also, good job by Baker stepping up in the pocket, making that throw.
And D'Amico goes, we got the field goal, now we're not going to win this game. Uh-oh. Baker Mayfield to Cade Otton. 49 seconds to go in the game, and the Bucks lead 37-33. 16 seconds left. Stroud. Oh, Dell is open. Ring the Dell. 2 feet in bounds. What a play. 10 seconds left. Tick, 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 tick. Tick, tick, tick. Stroud. No! He caught by Dell. Stroud to Dell in the final minute. My goodness gracious. And then, whoop! The Bucks have 1 play left. Whoop! And then we got whoop! And then let's go whoop! And then, that's it. Hey, New Orleans did that once against Carolina. I'd never forget it. It works once in a blue moon. Not a blue moon tonight. You had to try it. And, wow. All right, look, C.J. Stroud 30 of 42 for 470 and 5 TDs. The 470 is a rookie record in a single game. Andrew Luck had the record before. My goodness, C.J. Stroud, he looks the part.
When I drive, man, it was special, and that's something in this league I'm learning, man. You got to be grade 2 minute, and for me, I just want the ball. Just give me the ball, call the play, and I'm gonna go make the play. So I'm happy with the win.
It's a devastating loss, and no doubt about it. We got to eat it, and all of us feel the same way, especially me. I've been coaching a long time. I haven't been involved in too many of these where it's been back and forth like that and came down on the other end with a few things happening. And we got to eat it, and we should be pissed off all week. We own it. You know, they scored more than enough points on offense to do it. Defensively, the fundamentals and the technique of breakdowns at the end of the ball game and the start of the third quarter unacceptable.
And Bowles' Bucks, after a nice start, have lost 3 in a row. That field goal was the first by a non-kicker, or maybe even a punter going in there, since Wes Welker in 2004 was a Miami Dolphin. It's a long time ago. C.J. Stroud, my goodness gracious, Booger.
Boom, the toughest thing to do playing that position is to make really good decisions and be accurate with the football. He's doing it as a rookie, Boom. There are guys that have been in this league for 10 or 15 years that can't do that. And he's already doing it as a rookie. And on top of that, Boom, he's not throwing little short passes.
No.
He almost threw for 500 yards today, pushing the football down the field. And for the Texans, I think there's no doubt about it. They found their franchise quarterback, and DeMeco Ryans coached a really smart game. He used his timeouts well. In Houston, everything they're doing right now, the arrow's pointing up. And for Tampa, they got 2 high-priced corners outside. Their pass defense shouldn't have given up 470 yards today. Todd Bowles, a defensive head coach, has a lot of soul-searching to do down in Tampa.
Yeah, they wouldn't think Baker got him 37 points and they lose the game.
That should be
the
plenty.
defense getting tired. I mean, I don't know.
It
Because
didn't
they
resemble-
start the year with good defense.
Exactly.
But we're in the middle of the year. It wasn't good today.
Not even
Congratulations to C.J. Stroud.
Exactly,
My
yes.
goodness gracious. Well, okay, now we have, it's not often you could say this, right? Josh McDaniels fired, general manager fired, Antonio Pierce, really good player, New York Football Giants on the staff, takes over as head coach of the Raiders, starting Aiden O'Connell. And, hey, he's Aiden to Jacoby Myers. Raiders moving? Raiders? Then, a lot of teams getting that question today. Myers on the jet sweep, 7-0 Raiders against the New York Football Giants. Daniel Jones, hurt, now back. Tyrod Taylor can't play in the Max Crosby. Tries to avoid him, trips, knee looks to buckle. That'd be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, Boom, you see the right knee buckle inside. Don't want to speculate. Let's just hope the best for Daniel Jones.
So he tries on second down, and it buckles. So you're right. We hope for the best, but needless to say, in this game, that's it. And
yeah, that's 2 times, Boom. He couldn't even stand up.
No.
That's just not a good look for your starting quarterback.
No. Hate to see it. So now, meanwhile, the Raiders have the ball. Josh Jacobs, a 2-yard run. 14-0 Raiders. The Giants have to go to Tommy DeVito, as they did last week in the rain against the Jets. The practice squad quarterback elevated. Not Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, looking for Jalen Hyatt. Amik Robinson will pick it off. Now he's got room to run. Well, they're having a good time.
They're having a great time, and they finally let DeVito throw this week, and it wasn't good.
Well, it was long. 40, get that to the 40. Saquon and DeVito. O'Connell. Trey Tucker. Also, he's been on. This is what this youngsters look like. Devontae Adams said, "Hey man, this is fun here." Jacobs. It's in there. It was over the line. Touchdown.
Ball breaks line. Ball equals touchdown.
24-0. Now 27-6. 4th and 5 Giants. There's only one thing you could say. Isaiah Hodgins incomplete. Break up the Raiders. My goodness. Often a coaching change. It certainly takes effect for a couple weeks, maybe. Who knows how long. Mark Davis hoping that's quite a while. And the Raiders blast the playoff team of a year ago, but now the 2-7 New York Football Giants. The Raiders are 4 and 5. And, oh, boy, the Giants are at the Cowboys next
And a
week.
really good job by Antonio Pierce amongst a week of turmoil coming in, and he changed the voice in the room, Boom. And to me, sometimes that's all it can take. Really good job by him, and wish him nothing but the best of luck the rest of the season.
Well, and we figured that we do. And the Washington Commanders, meanwhile, at New England, Commanders traded away their 2 best defensive players.
Yeah.
You figure they're waving the white towel, right? Mac Jones against Sam Howell, and Howell to Antonio Gibson. But the Commanders players didn't get the memo.
No, they didn't.
Brian Robinson on 2nd and 7. He's in there in Foxborough. 10-0 Commanders. Under 12 minutes to go. Jones incomplete to Tyquan Thornton. He says, "Wake up! Didn't you get the memo? We changed the clocks today. We everybody had to turn back the clock." Jelani Tavai pokes the ball out of Robinson's hands, and Godshaw's on it for New England.
Yeah, really good job again. Another guy knocking that ball out.
And now the Patriots take over short field. Jones, Hunter Henry. Hey, give me a short field. We can throw it in there.
Yeah, nice throw there by Mac Jones, firing his team up.
10-7 game. And remember Ramondre. He remembered to change the clock. Ramondre Stevenson rolling 64 yards. Patriots have scored twice in the first half.
Yeah.
They've done it a couple times recently. 14-10 New England. Under 2 minutes till half. Howell. Well, that's quite a run. 24 yards, first down Commanders. And now, can he get him in the end zone? Last half minute? Oh no. It's Kyle Duggar that makes the pick for New England. They're leading at half 14-10.
Yeah, kind of the story of the Commanders season. Sam Howell makes a great play and then follows it up with a disastrous play.
So, early third, same score. Jones, look out. KJ Henry called for roughing the passer.
You know what, Boom? My mother told me if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all.
Leads to field goal, 17-10. Howell going deep to Dotson. Ooh. Tied at 17. They have receivers.
They do, yes.
3.5 minutes to go in the third. Terry McLaurin. Like we said, they had receivers. Sets up a field goal. Commanders lead 20-17. New England down 38 seconds to go. Jones, off the hands of Juju into the hands of Jartavius Martin. Been that way all year.
Yeah, it's a good play by Fuller, though, Boom. Fuller tipped it. Martin made the pick. And if, again, for the Patriots, Boom, it's hard to say. The New England Patriots are 2-7.
And that's the only 2-7 team in the AFC. The New England Patriots are the only 2-7 team in the AFC. It just sounds right. It's like, are you really reading this?
Yeah.
And they're going to Germany, maybe on foreign turf. They play the Colts next week. Now, we said big games. There was one early in the morning. There was one in Baltimore. And none bigger, really, than Dallas and Philadelphia. Who wants to win the East? Well, this game was in the city of brotherly love. These guys did not play against each other last year. Each missed the game that the other team went. Well, what a shock. The brotherly shove for Jalen Hurts to tie the game at 14. What, we missed 3 touchdowns, but whatever. We're tied at 14. Now it's 17-14. Hurts. Devontae Smith for a touchdown. Eagles retake the lead, 21-17. They're fired up. Good game, really good game. Second goal from the 4. Hurts. Well, that's A.J. Brown. I mean, that wasn't the he just finds the end zone.
Yeah, but nice play that hit A.J. in the backfield, the motion, dump it to him, he did the rest.
And Bryce Harper watching, rooting for Philly. Prescott to Luke Schoonmaker. 4th and goal. It looks like a touchdown. But look at this. It's Blankenship sunk the schooner. The Schoonmaker knee was down before the ball got it. It was a good call, right?
Left knee down, ball outside, not a touchdown.
And then Prescott, again, undaunted. Dallas, Prescott to Jalen Tolbert for a touchdown. 28-23. Cowboys go for 2. 6.5 to go. Dak, he's going to be in. But twice, they missed it by that much. Take a look.
Oh, foot out, Boom. Left foot out as he
Wow. In Philly, those are really good calls, obviously. So they don't get it. 28-23. Swift, ball loose. Eagles able to jump on it. 46 seconds to go. Get on your horse, Michael. Well, that was the Michael Gallup, but a flag, pass interference, Eagles. Cowboys get a chunk play. Prescott, Jake Ferguson. It's another flag on the play. Hassan Reddick roughing the passer.
And that's a good call, Boom. Can't hit him in the back like that, no need. Reddick knows better.
15 more yards. Now Dak. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Lamb. 14 yards. Down to the 11. Can Dallas win in Philly? Josh says, no sweat. I got this. Josh Sweat with the sack. Cowboys have to scramble. Tick, tick, tick. It's an incomplete pass. Now 3rd and 26. Good luck. Final play. Ooh, what? Wow. Again. Boy, that same goal line must have been a force field.
Boom. We always say on defense, defend every blade of grass, and the Eagles did today.
And so, the Eagles outlast the Cowboys. Dallas, certainly game, but the Philadelphia Eagles, the only team that's 8-1 in the season. Here we go after the game.
We need to learn from these mistakes because that's what these games come down to. It's and you get into these type of games, and even more so, if you get into playoff football, it's you have to make one more play in the other team. And that's what this game was tonight. We needed to make one more play.
Well, that hurts when you lose that way. There aren't moral victories. Not a moral victory that you almost beat Philadelphia. They play again in early December in Dallas. This could have gone either way.
It's two good teams playing each other. There are no moral victors. If you're the Cowboys, Dak Prescott was unbelievable. Up and down the field, threw for almost 400 yards. But in the end, Boom, the Philadelphia Eagles have the best defensive line in football. Yeah. And that was the difference in the game down the stretch. The Cowboys got into the red zone. Every time they got into the red zone, Boom, the lack of execution on the touchdown by Schoonmaker, you got to get that play right and get your depth that way. It's not outside the end zone, it's in the end zone. And then when the Cowboys got down there for the last 2 times, Boom, the Eagles pass rush, Reddick, Graham, getting after the quarterback, Sweat, sacking the quarterback, that was the difference. And that's why that defensive line is the catalyst for their team.
Anxious moments. We didn't able to show it to you that Jalen Hurts limping looked rough, but he stayed in, didn't even miss a play. This guy is tough.
He's not right. I just hope they get to a point where they can, whatever's ailing him, because they won't tell us. We just see him with the brace and we see him limping, that they can get some rest because they need him in order to go where they want to go.
They do. You know what was interesting? Again, there was so much that happened late in the game we had to show you, and we can't show everything in the game. The brotherly shove is usually at the 1 to go in the end zone. Yeah. Well, after that Schoonmaker play, or the play Blankenship made, oh, darn, you sunk my Blankenship, by the way. They had it from their own half-yard line to get out of the end zone. That was like an optical illusion. It was interesting.
The brotherly shove is very versatile.
Yeah, brotherly shove goes both directions. All right, Rams, Packers. Now that has a ring to it, but lately Green Bay's lost 4 in a row, and Matthew Stafford would not be able to play on this day for the Rams. They had to go with Brett Rippon getting the start for the Rams. With Rippon Reed, stripped by Jonathan Owens. Devondre Campbell picks up the ball for Green Bay. Yeah, the ball is out. Packers take over. 1st and goal from the 3. Aaron Jones. It's the first touchdown the Packers have scored in the first half since week 2.
Need more of Aaron Jones. Hadn't seen him a lot. He's been in and out of lineup, the hamstring. They got to get him more involved.
Need more of anybody in the first half. It's 7-3. Now in the third, it's the same same score. Love, Luke Musgrave. Jordan Love's been really struggling lately. He's supposed to look like this. 3rd and 2. Love. Oh, he's going to get in the end zone, but that's Aaron Donald with the shoestring tackle.
Yeah, no doubt. Just the effort and the hustle, Boom. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year effort like that. Look at that.
Packers kick a field goal. They're up 10-3. Fourth quarter. Ripping. Jair Alexander with a hand. Teammate Anthony Johnson Jr. picks it off his first pick. Packers lead to a field goal.
Great job by Alexander, dropping underneath that in zone coverage, tipping the ball.
5 minutes left. 3rd and 11. Love. This is the way it's supposed to. That's Christian Watson with the circus cat.
Yeah, Jordan, the good Jordan Love show.
Yeah. 37-yard pickup there. Love to Musgrave. And the Packers go on to win 20-3. They snapped their month-long losing streak. And so for Green Bay on this day, they're up to 3-5. The Rams now fall to 3-6. And for Brett Rippon was not, he's capable, but not on this day.
No, not in Lambeau.
Now, this was a fun game.
Yeah.
Bears at Saints. We had all the big games, and then it was, what are these guys going to provide us with? Fun. Tyson Bagent, the secret Bagent man, playing again for Justin Fields. When first we commit, Cole Kmet, it was a touchdown, 7-0 Bears?
Bears? Kmet over the Honey Badger, nice catch there by Cole, hitting it out of the park.
Next one, not secret Bagent man, but double Bagent. Paulson Adebo will make the pick for the Saints, and New Orleans in business at home. Now it's 3rd and goal. Derek Carr. Chris Olave. We're tied at 7.
Nice job by Olave. A little return route. Goes in, comes back out. Carr put it on him.
Now 007 comes back. Not 17, it's 007. Secret Bagent man. Laying on the Riviera one day. Johnny Rivers, ladies and gentlemen. Bagent to Kmet, 14-7. Here come the Saints, though. Derek Carr. Taysom Hill. He would have a game. We got quite an interesting fact for you in a minute. But that, he catches, he throws, he runs, he does it all. He's more than a Swiss Army knife. He's in the record book. Get that to you in a minute. Hill and a quarterback. Well, he can do this.
Yeah, that's what he was brought there for originally, Boom. They was going to groom him as a quarterback, but he was going to be a runner first.
And then Hill hits, I think he's open, Juwan Johnson, quarterback, touchdown, 24-17. 5 minutes left of the game. Bagent throws, but Adebo again. Saints get the ball back, miss a field goal. Each team doinked one up the off-rights in this game, so we're still a one-touchdown game. Demario Davis, been doing it for a long time, strips the ball, Pete Werner on it. Saints force 5 turnovers, and they win 24-17.
And it's just a good job by Demario Davis, beating the tackle, coming around the corner, Boom, and not just getting the sack. Go for the sack fumble. Let's finish the game off like the Saints defense has done a lot of times.
And so, New Orleans, they lead the division. I don't know. Anyone gets to 10 in that division, they're going to win it.
They may walk away with it.
9 and 8, it doesn't matter. They're the only ones above water at this point. And the Saints beat the Bears 24-17. We told you that Taysom Hill in the record books. Just listen to these names. Because nobody really does this anymore, obviously, right? He's the 5th player all time, Booger, to have 10 passing touchdowns or more, 10 rushing touchdowns, and 10 receiving touchdowns. Joining all 4 who are in the Hall of Fame. You might have heard of them. Frank Gifford, Charlie Trippi, played in the 50s, Jimmy Conselman. You might have heard of this guy, Red Grange. Taysom Hill is in the record books with Red Grange. I don't think he woke up on this Sunday and go, maybe I could tie Red Grange with something. That's pretty, the Galloping Ghost. I did not give him that nickname. I wasn't around then.
And Boom, that's pretty good for a guy who came in the league as a developmental quarterback, who just found a way to figure out how can I contribute and how can I make a career. And he's been around for a long time, developing to a decent quarterback, but he's done so many things. Special teams player, just a great, great story from BYU.
He's a football player.
Yes,
he just wants to win. What do you need from me? Speaking of what do you need from me, we got some game balls here, which, speaking of record books.
And usually, Boom, it's hard as a rookie to get my game ball, but I'm going to give my game ball to a rookie, the Texas quarterback, C.J. Stroud, Boom. We talk about outstanding. Decision-making, accuracy, poise, 30 for 42, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns. He doesn't turn the ball over. I believe he's only thrown 1 pick on the entire season. He's been outstanding. And for the Houston Texans, they've been searching for the guy after Deshaun Watson. The search is over, Boom. They found their franchise quarterback, and I'm so happy for the franchise and for head coach DeMeco Ryans.
And you know what we're happy for? This is just a wonderful, this is why football, you open up every week and you don't know the script. Josh Dobbs, Cleveland signed him on March 20th, right? But you know what? End of training camp, you're going to Arizona, where, by the way, he's won the only game the Cardinals have won this year. But Halloween, trading deadline, Kirk Cousins hurt, the Vikings acquired him from Arizona, and what happened? I don't even know if he took a snap this week because they were trying to get the youngster ready to go. And what happened? This is what happened when he came in the locker room after that unbelievable win. Vikings over the Falcons 31-28. He doesn't even know their names.
Boom, it's a great place in the locker room because it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what color you are, how much money you make. Can you help us win football games? And that's the great part about that room. It creates a bond. He's only been there 5 days.
I know.
5 days. But because he went out there and he played for the helmet and the uniform and he helped his teammates win.
Great.
That's all we care about. And that reaction, that's a genuine reaction. And they love it. Yes.
That was good. Drawn up plays, ad-libbing. Oh, just go to the end zone. Real quick, one more note. Philly, what did we learn about Philly? We've kind of seen it a lot this year. By the way, they're 8-1 now for the second year in a row. Best record in football. What did we learn today in a tough win over Dallas Booger?
Tough win. The quarterback was limping around. He wasn't healthy. They didn't actually run the ball the dominant way. But in the end, they got a couple things they can count on, Boom. They can count on that offensive line. But more importantly, they got the best defensive line in the football. They had 70 sacks last year. The sack percentage may be down a little bit, but when they needed to, they have closers. They got Mariano Rivera.
Yes.
They got Dennis Eckersley. They got guys that can go and close the game, and they did it again today against the Cowboys.
Well, and they've won almost every time they've gone out, and we've yet to see their best.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Yeah.
Listen, we know what happened last year at Buffalo at Cincinnati. So an emotional, not a reunion really, but an emotional scene at Cincinnati for Sunday Night Football as these two teams, they saw each other again on the very same field with Damar Hamlin. We all remember it. Scott Van Pelt with highlights of the Sunday Nighter. Scotty?
Indeed, Boomer. Of course, these teams met in the playoffs. Cincinnati went to Buffalo and won, but on the same field in Cincinnati where that frightening moment took place in January. Damar Hamlin inactive, but plenty of emotional reunions. And then the game begins, much like the game began last year on Monday night. Right down the field go the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Irv Smith, touchdown. Bengals lead 7-0. Bill's first drive, right back at you. Allen into the end zone, points at Nick Scott with a smile on his face, and he got flagged for taunting. That seems a bit much. It's a 7-7 game. Cincinnati, right back at you. Joe Burrow. Cap would never have allowed him to move like that earlier in the season, but he's healthy. That looks like a touchdown for T. Higgins, but much like Dak Prescott in Philly, that right foot is just barely out of bounds despite the tremendous effort. He does not get in, but Joe Mixon does. On 3rd and goal, Bengals. Houday back out in front, 14-7. Second quarter, same score. Allen looking for Gabe Davis and instead hits Cam Taylor-Britt right between the numbers. 5th consecutive game Allen's been picked, the 9th pick of the season, and the Bengals take over. 2nd and 1, Burrow tries to get it. Tackled by Linval Joseph. Seems to take a helmet to the right index finger, and it was bleeding throughout the remainder of that drive. Now 3rd down, Burrow sacked by Jordan Phillips and Leonard Floyd. Bengals would actually make a field goal, but there was a penalty. It moved them back, so they punted instead. Next drive, there goes Drew Sample on a 3rd and 7. Drew Sample, touchdown. Bengals tight ends didn't have any coming into Sunday. The Smith touchdown, the Sample touchdown gives them a couple. It's now 21-10 into the early 4th. Dalton Kincaid, the rookie out of Utah, had a bunch of catches, but here, as he gets knocked up in the air, what a play by Jermaine Pratt. Players have gotten so good at punching the ball out. Bengals get a field goal, make it 24-10. Now Allen on 3rd and 1 finds Diggs, who had 6 for 86 in that touchdown. Allen hit Diggs for the 2-point conversion. It's a 6-point game. Bengals need some first downs to put this thing to bed. There's Tyler Boyd for a gain of 32. One more first down will do it. It's 3rd and 3, and Joe Mixon avoids the tackle in the backfield, avoids another tackle, and that's it, that's all. Cincinnati by 6 gets the victory. Bengals take on the Texans next. The Bills, meanwhile, will welcome Monday Night Football to Western New York, but they're at 5-4. They have a rugged schedule the remainder of the way and are just running out of wiggle room. They've already lost more games than they did all of last regular season.
All right, thanks, fellas. And again, we knew there were some big games in week number 9, but they're always fun games, even when you look at the sheet booker and go, I don't know. There's always 2 or 3 that go make you jump out of your seat, and every week the NFL delivers that way.
It's the NFL, Boom. These are professional football players who have pride in their name. They have pride in the team they're playing for, and you want to go out and do well because whatever you do, it's going to live forever on tape.
That's correct.
Yeah.
As does this show.
Exactly.
Even if we were off tune.
Like Clayton.
We hope we're on to it. Look, we love doing it for you guys every week. For Booger, I'm Boomer. Thanks for watching NFL Prime Time. Have a great week. See you soon.